The echo of broken promises. In the splendid Verona, where the breeze carried whispers of ancestral loves and ingrained hatreds, two families, the Visconti and the Ricci, remained in a Raina dance of rivalry. The Viscontis, nobles of lineage, resided in the sumptuous Palazzo Visconti, a bastion of elegance and power. The Riccis, prosperous merchants, inhabited a stately villa in the outskirts, his wealth growing alongside his resentment towards the Visconti. Isabella Visconti, a young woman of captivating beauty and indomitable spirit, grew up within the palace walls. But Alma longed for freedom. Her eyes, a deep blue like the summer sky, reflected an insatiable curiosity and a longing for genuine love. Leonardo Ricci, heir to the fortune and legacy of his family, he was a man of enigmatic gaze and tormented heart. The shadow of a tragic past loomed over him, fueling his thirst for revenge and his distrust of the world. Destiny, with his characteristic irony, he crossed paths with her in the Piazza delle Erbe market. Isabella, disguised as a commoner, mingled among the crowd, seeking to escape the suffocating atmosphere of the Palacio. Leonardo, with his aristocratic bearing, stood out among the merchants and artisans. Their gazes met, and a spark of instant attraction ignited their hearts. Their clandestine encounters, destinies became a secret refuge, an oasis of love in the middle of the desert of family hatred. They met in the secret gardens of the palace, among the marble statues and the fountains. Under the balcony of Isabella, either in the afternoon or in the twilight of the night, where whispers of love mingled with the chirping of crickets. Leonardo told Isabella about his past, about the tragedy that marked his life and fueled his thirst for revenge. He spoke of his younger brother, murdered in a dispute between families, and of the promise he made to his father to avenge his death. Isabella, with his compassionate heart, listened attentively, trying to understand the pain that consumed him. Isabella, in turn, spoke to him of her dreams of freedom, of her longing for a world where love and peace, they revealed their hatred and violence. He spoke to her of his admiration for the works of Shakespeare, whose tragic and passionate characters resonated in his soul. His love grew with each encounter, strengthened by passion and mutual understanding. But the shadow of family hatred loomed over them, threatening to destroy their happiness. Rumors of their forbidden romance began to circulate among the servants and the nobles, reaching the ears of their families. Count Visconti, father of Isabella, a man of severe character and unwavering pride, was enraged upon learning of the romance of his daughter with a Ricci. He considered the Riccis as upstart commoners, unworthy of his family's nobility. Countess Visconti, a woman of frail appearance but iron will, shared. There was the contempt of her husband towards the Riccis, fueled by old grudges and prejudices. On the other hand, the Ricci patriarch, a shrewd and ambitious businessman, saw his son's romance with. She was not a traitor to her family. She considered the Viscontis her sworn enemies, responsible for the death of her youngest son. The Ricci matriarch, a woman of strong character and unwavering loyalty, she shared her husband's hatred of the Visconti, fueled by pain and a thirst for revenge. The Visconti and Ricci families, blinded by hatred and a thirst for revenge, declared war on Isabella and Leonardo. They were forced to choose between love and family loyalty, between personal happiness and duty to their surnames. Isabella and Leonardo, with their hearts torn apart, found themselves obel. They were going to separate. Isabella was locked in her room, watched by maids loyal to her father. Leonardo was sent on a business trip to Florence, far from Isabella's influence. The separation was a torment for both of them. Isabella spent her days crying and writing letters to Leonardo, which never reached their destination. Leonardo, in Florence, immersed himself in work, trying to forget the pain of separation. But destiny, always unpredictable, had other plans for them. A secret messenger, loyal to Isabella, managed to deliver one of her letters to Leonardo. The letter, full of love and despair, asked him to return to Verona to fight for his love. Leonardo, driven by love and hope, secretly returned to Verona. He met Isabella, and in the palace's secret garden, where they swore eternal love, they decided to flee together, far from the influence of their families, to build a future together. But their plan was discovered by a spy eye of the Visconti family. Count Visconti, enraged by his daughter's betrayal, ordered her capture. Leonardo and Isabella were pursued by the palace guards, but managed to escape to Tra. They came out of a secret passage. They took refuge in the villa of a friend of Leonardo's, a just and compassionate man who offered them refuge and protection. But their hiding place was discovered by the spies of the Ricci family. The patriarch Ricci, thirsty for revenge, ordered their capture. Leonardo and Isabella were surrounded by the guards of both families. In an act of desperation, Leonardo confronted to the guards, fighting bravely to protect Isabella. But he was outnumbered and mortally wounded. Isabella, seeing Leonardo fall, threw herself upon his body, weeping his death. In a supreme lover, Cito took Leonardo's dagger and took his own life, joining his beloved in death. The death of Isabella and Leonardo shocked Verona. Their families, seeing the result of their hatred, they regretted their actions. The echo of broken promises resonated throughout the city, reminding everyone of the destructive power of hate and the redeeming power of love. Years later, the story of Isabella and Leonardo became a legend, a symbol of forbidden love and supreme sacrifice. Their names were engraved on a marble plaque in the secret garden of the palace, where their souls they met for the first time. The legend of Isabella and Leonardo inspired many to seek peace and reconciliation. Their families finally made peace, ending the ancestral rivalry. The love of Isabella and Leonardo, which had been born amidst hatred and violence, became a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a future of peace and harmony. Fin